Welcome back, friends, to TV5 News at 9. We have a very special treat for you this morning. Joining us this morning is State Senator Ken Horn. Thank you so much for being here. How are you, Senator?
I'm doing well. Thanks for the invitation.
Yes, we are delighted that you're here. We are talking all about your new book today. It's called Letters to Heaven. Can I tell you, that's such a heartwarming title. I just love that. Senator, for those who do not know, tell us the story behind your book.
I started writing letters to my granddaughter, Zellie. The day she was born, I wrote a letter to her, and I wrote letters to her on a regular basis, and then I actually put those letters on Facebook, and people, friends, got to know her. When I was in a grocery store, I was out and about. People would stop. How's Zellie doing? And they got to know her. She became probably the world's most famous grandchild, right?
Of course,
and everybody knew her, and then when she passed, it was just a horrible day. I was speaking at the NAACP Freedom Dinner, and it was a Sunday evening, and we got a telephone call, and we hurried home, and she drowned in our backyard pool. How she got back there, we don't know. And it was just probably the worst day of all of our lives, the entire family. And I felt, that I had to do something that, to remember her. But so I kept writing letters. And it was the year of first, so the first birthday, the first Thanksgiving, the first, Mother's Day.
Yes.
The first Grandparents' Day. These were all significant days where you just remember her. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and these words were just in my head, and I had to get them out and put them on paper. And so these were this was the genesis for the book.
And what was the decision to turn those beautiful letters into a book?
Well, it seemed to help people. I would get messages, and people started talking about their losses as well, whether it was a child, a grandchild, a father, a mother, a spouse. People have losses, and it wasn't even necessarily losing a person. Sometimes people would get divorces, and it would be losses in their life. And they would say, you have to do something with these letters, this collection. You helped me so much. Yeah. It took me almost a year after the last letter before I had the courage to even open up the Word document again. I would open it up and slam it shut. Wow. And then when I wrote the book, I put it into 3 sections. The grandfather's love, and it tells a little biography of how we were as a family, and it gets you to know Zellie a little bit. Then a grandfather's loss, which thankfully is the shortest part of the book, the hardest part to write, and then the rediscovered faith, and that is the letters.
It's powerful.
And the first letter, when I reread them all, the first letter was actually to God. Wow. And I didn't realize I did that. Yeah. And then every letter after that was to Zellie, and then there's a little surprise ending in the back of the book. There's I won't reveal too much, but there's an actual letter from heaven.
Oh dear. Because
God sends you people in your life that you need at a time. But
so true.
But when people, the book is really the main.
And this is the book here.
Yes,
okay.
the main part of the book. It tells you to watch for signs, because God is sending you people all the time to help you, to help your heart.
I believe that.
You just need to pay attention to
That's
it.
True.
And I think that when we did, I just started talking to people and discovering that they were here to help me.
Yes.
And we all handle it differently. And so this is really a story about my rediscovered faith. And if it can help somebody else, the goals were not to forget her. No. To help, to get this out of my head, because once the words start rattling around, they got to put them down, otherwise they never go away. And then the third goal was to help other people, and so far, people are commenting, because they started hitting porches. The book did last week Tuesday, and so people are reading it and they're saying it is helping me already.
Touching, I mean, It's like a family. You're
Yeah.
comforting other people.
Yes.
Tell me, how can people get the book? It's published and it's available to the public now.
Yeah, it's still fresh. You can go on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and look up Letters to Heaven. And it's not the only book titled Letters to Heaven, but if you look for this, for this
Yes.
cover, and you see Zelly holding a tomato, that's what that's what that picture is. It was one of my favorite pictures, and
Beautiful.
And there's pictures throughout the book
Yeah.
of her and some of the whole story of our life.
And it looks so peaceful, just the cover.
Yeah, with the Stairway to Heaven,
Yes.
and so it was a pleasure, putting the whole book together. It was really an interesting process.
Yes.
I was turned down by two publishers and then Christian Faith Publishing actually took this on, and it was I think meant to be that
Yes.
they handled this, and so once this is out, it's going to be, they're converting this book into ebook, so it'll be available for
Oh,
Kindle and Nook.
Terrific, yeah.
And then now it's going to be my responsibility to talk to some of the local bookstores and
Yes.
Barnes and Noble to
Yeah.
actually get them on the shelves.
Oh, Senator, you have to just tell me, what message do you have to other people who may be going through this grief?
This, and if as I sign books to
Yes.
to friends who ask for it, I always remind them that heaven is real. It's really
Yes.
real.
Yes.
And I discovered it, and I tell stories in the book about why that I know that to be true. And if we're all connected to heaven, then we're all connected to each other.
That's right.
And it's what makes prayer work. It's that when we say that God is in us and we are in God, I mean, that's how it works, and it makes prayers instant. And then the power of prayer. When we had churches all over the world,
Yeah.
literally, praying for our little
Yes.
Zelly and our family, that power, that it is so intense. And churches all around the area
Yes.
were praying for us, and choirs were singing for us, and that power goes up, and it helps us. And people should know that it is real,
Yes,
and
it is real.
and if you watch for the signs, there's big ones and there's little ones. You have to pay attention.
Senator Horn, thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing your story. You are helping so many people, and I appreciate you, and I'm praying for you and keeping you in my prayers. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're very busy right now to come here and
Yeah,
share
this-
with viewers. Thank you so much. And you can find more information on the lifestyle page of WNEM.com. Don't go anywhere. John has your sunny forecast after the break.